Robert Manwaring and I'm from Coffs Harbour. I work as a disability advocate locally with people with disabilities. I'm pretty sporty, so I love kayaking, bike riding, swimming, still playing basketball, which is, I reckon, is pretty good effort. Well, Brent was born with Down syndrome. He was our first child, so that was all quite a shock because being young parents, we're only 20. Having a child with a disability, not knowing anything about it. Besides from that, Brent was quite sick when he was young, so he was in hospital at least the first 2 years of his life. He went through about 5 or 6 surgeries, open heart surgery, all sorts of things happening. So that was a tough time. We just wanted him to have a great life and have every opportunity that all of our kids had. To fight for a normal life, if you like, is tougher for Brent than it was for my 2 girls because they're accepted, they're included, and he's naturally not. So yeah, I probably had a couple of near breakdowns in school time because we were pushing for a life where he'd be included and accepted, but not always the case. It always comes into my mind, but we moved into our house here in Coffs Harbour and we go out and play basketball because we had a basketball hoop outside in the driveway. So all the neighbourhood would be playing basketball. And when we're playing with this young fellow and then Brent came out, he would leave. So I went over to his mum and said, do you notice that your son leaves when Brent comes? Do you know what that's about? So she went and asked him, and it ended up being that he knew Brent had Down syndrome or something, and so he figured he could catch it. So as soon as Brent come, he would leave. It was just that idea that I could catch that. And so as soon as we explained to him, no, mate, you can't catch it. It's okay. And they ended up being best friends right through until Brent left school. So yeah, it's a great story. There's quite a few assumptions that people make about Down syndrome. Firstly is that, again, they put limits on people to say that they can probably achieve this, but they certainly can't achieve that. They can't, probably this person won't live independently. They probably won't be able to, have their own business. They won't get a job. They won't have a relationship. Those type of things. The other thing for Down syndrome is that people believe people with Down syndrome are all the same. That's not true, they're not all the same. They're very uniquely different. They have similar characteristics, but there's lots of people I know who have Down syndrome who are, very vibrant and, outgoing, and other people are very quiet. It's just like society. So that's a myth that needs to be broken. People with Down syndrome are not all the same, they're all individual. Often another thing that irks me as Brent's dad is that people talk to me and they don't talk to Brent. That's inappropriate, so talk to Brent. The other thing is that people are too nice. People are like, oh, isn't he beautiful? Isn't he lovely? Well, sometimes he is, but sometimes he's really not. And people are very nice, and it's very hard to say, please don't be so nice. Please just be normal. But that's one of the things that irks us as well. Having Brent as my son and having worked in the disability area, I think it's important that most people with a disability are comfortable with talking about the fact they have a disability. There are some people who don't identify with a disability, and I understand that. And people often make assumptions if they're not able to talk about it and talk openly about it. So I'm a big advocate for talking openly about it, certainly, but only if the person's happy with it, which is, with disabilities that are not so obvious, sometimes that can be a factor, but generally I'd say I think it's great to have open conversation. Brent has been in hospital quite a lot during his life, particularly in the early stages. The 2 things that I wanted was to be treated with respect and dignity, that's particularly the person and their family, and secondly, to be told what's happening. And there has been lots of times where we've been in hospital, we're like, what's happening? What's happening now? What's next? What happened with that operation? How did it all go? And we often weren't told. So that can be really nerve-wracking for the family and for the person. Everyone's busy in the hospital system, we all get that, but just let them know, look, we can't let you know yet, but the doctor's coming in 2 days or something, at least to know what's happening is really important. One thing I would change about the world is a big question. There's a lot of inequality in the world, so I would like a world without inequality. From a people with disability sense in the world, that's what I'd like to see, that there is equality for people, equality in what we all expect. There's a lot of people with disabilities who I work with that don't have the basic rights that we have and don't have a voice to express it. And that's not the world that I want to live in. So I'd like to see that changed.